The dastardly religious figure known to Judao Christians as Satan traversed the earth and found himself within the confines of the southeastern United States principality known as Georgia. He was hoping to procure, through theft, a human soul. The reason for his pilgrimage was that he recently had been unable to meet his soul quota, which, for a reason we are not aware of as listeners, was of utmost importance to him. Consequently, he was in a position in which, should the opportunity present itself, it would not be practical to deny a spontaneous verbal agreement in an effort to achieve his goal. Soon, he coincided with the presence of a young adolescent male, who, being the skilled individual that he was, produced musical notes at a rate the average person would consider to be impressive on a violin, which, in this case would be referred to as a fiddle because of its production of folk, rather than classical music. Next, Satan used his lower appendages to propel himself upward. Then, as his upward force was overcome by that of gravity, he descended and stood upon the bottom part of a hickory tree which remained protruding from the ground after some individual, most likely a lumberjack, had cut it down. Next, from atop his platform he proclaimed, "Boy, let me tell you what, I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too, and if you care to take a dare I'll make a bet with you. Now you play a pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his jewel better fiddle of gold against your soul, 'cause I think I'm better than you." Johnny, intrigued by Satan's proposition, responded, "My name's Johnny and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet you are going to regret, 'cause I'm the best there has ever been."
Johnny, my dear friend, rub the solid amber residue obtained after the distillation of crude turpentine oleoresin extracted from pine stumps upon the bow of your beloved instrument and produce musical notes at a very high rate of speed using the vast majority of your capacity. The reason for this is, unfortunately, there is great chaos within the borders of the southeastern state called Georgia, and unfortunately the devil has a distinct advantage in this situation. Furthermore, should you be victorious in this competition, you will receive a fiddle made not of hardwood but of the highly valuable element gold. However, should you be unsuccessful, the antagonist of this story, the devil, will meet his quota with none other than your soul.
The devil, eager to begin, opened the lockable container in which he stored his fiddle and stated, "We'll start this show." An amazing pyrotechnic display erupted from the tips of his fingers as he applied solid amber residue, obtained after the distillation of crude turpentine oleoresin from pine stumps, to his bowstrings. Afterwards, he used his outstretched hand to apply a tension force to the end of the bow, drawing it across the strings of his fiddle. Consequently, a hissing sound was created which was quite ominous in nature. Somehow he spawned in a group of devils who, loyal to him, used their implied fiddle-playing skills to aid Satan in his attempt. The resulting melody was reminiscent of the following. After Satan concluded his piece, Johnny said, "Well, you're pretty good, ol' son. Sit down in that chair right there, let me show you how it's done." The extremely impressive rendition which followed is best described by a series of exclamations by the country music artist Charlie Daniels of the Charlie Daniels Band. He writes, "The pointed, sloped, and rocky geographical feature protruding from the earth is ablaze. Please, my children, allude this disaster. Furthermore, Satan has traversed the United States to our home state, locally referred to as the House of the Rising Sun." Next, he describes a scene in which a chicken attempts to lift small pieces of unbaked bread from a tin dish used to bake said dough with its beak. He then asks his grandmother if her canine companion be inclined to use its mouth to crush and tear my flesh. To which she responds, "No, child, no." Satan's head lowered to his chest as he realized that he had been bested. Next he placed the aforementioned golden fiddle upon the turf before our beloved protagonist. Johnny's lower extremities of the leg below the ankle on which he usually stands and/or walks. Johnny, proud of his success and looking to intensify the devil's feeling of shame, jested, "Devil, just come on back if you ever wanna try again. I done told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best there's ever been." Finally he concluded with another rendition of his former piece, which, if you recall, consisted of the following phrases.